All right, everybody, welcome to the Sugar Free League. We have Church of Pooh versus Speak Easy on today. Church of Pooh on the blue side, on the red side is Speak Easy. I'm Johnny Esports, joined by Kios. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty well as usual. Off to a 30-minute late start, but that's
But
par
we're
for
in
the
it now.
course.
Let's get going. We're starting with the picks and bans here. We're seeing a few bans here. Shen and Elise right now banned by Church of Pooh, while the Sivir being banned on the other side currently.
Yeah, been super popular, Sivir. I mean, pretty much every series it's picked or banned, it feels like right now. And of course, Queen Spider has played Elise, and that was a bad decision to let that through. So, some teams learning from other teams' mistakes.
Yeah, and Oriana being the next band out there, want to take out that control mage over the mid lane. Looks like they're just trying to get rid of some late game team plans from Church of Pooh.
Has been a good strategy for them just to play late in the game. Solarion definitely likes that Oriana. One of the things he basically played Oriana for like an entire season in season 1, and then season 2 he actually started playing other stuff. But yeah, that's a really strong pick and just goes really well with the kind of style they want to play here. So gonna take that away, and yeah, just varied bans here. A lot of target stuff so far.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it looks like Speakeasy's kind of banning all the late game stuff while Church is kind of banning all the early game stuff. So you can kind of see where these two different teams kind of have different plans on there and trying to make sure like one team doesn't want to get blown out early, the other team doesn't want to get blown out late.
Basically, yeah. I mean, they want to play, to one style or the other, play the late game, the early game, and as a result, I think we're probably gonna end up with a style that is like kind of somewhere in between, where both teams have a little bit of scaling, a little bit of early game. So I think that'll probably make for an exciting game, but we're gonna have to wait on that.
Yeah, we're gonna wait. There was a Morgana pick there, but fortunately we dropped out of the championship for a second. So hopefully we'll get back soon, right away. But I don't know what else to talk about. There's a Morgana pick. Obviously that can be paired with a ton of different things in the bot lane. It actually could be played in the mid lane if you really wanted to. Is Morgana a thing that's focused a lot for Church of Pooh?
I haven't actually seen them this season, so I wouldn't know. But
All right, fair enough.
based on past experience, I think it's a decent pick. And like we talked about it, they definitely do want to go late. I know that from the little bit I do know about the players. So it makes sense. I think Morgana is like a good team fighting support later on. Not like an Ardent Sensor one, not super strong. Like she's not gonna be a Lulu,
Right.
but I think the
Right.
utility she brings and just overall flexibility is a good first pick
Yeah, for
in this
sure.
situation. But yeah, I think so. Someone dropped out of the lobby.
They're
I
trolling.
don't. Something happened. I guess someone's internet went. It always seems to be that. But we'll get restarted in a few minutes here, I'd imagine, while they clown around the lobby. But yeah, things to talk about overall. Haven't actually seen these guys very. We've seen Speak Easy, but we haven't seen Church of Pooh, so we're getting a pretty good look at these guys. And what else? I'm completely blanking what I want to say here, but oh, that's right. Solarion, we've seen him before, but a lot of new players here on Church of Pooh, and a lot of new players on the other side as well. So a lot of new players, Sugar Free League, a few veterans to lead them, but obviously in the first few weeks that can be a stumbling block. We've seen a lot of teams be kind of a little bit hesitant on plays or just not really knowing what's going on. So that can be a little bit of a stumbling block for some.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
Solarion's internet's screwed up. That's why the delay happened.
well, I play with a lot of people who live in small towns when I play League of Legends. I'm used to seeing people's internet screw up, so
Yeah.
it's what it is. It can be tilting, but hopefully he just gets back in here soon. He has rejoined the lobby, so we will be able to recreate the champion select shortly once they can get into that. But yeah, right now, like I kind of mentioned over with the pick ban strategy, you're kind of seeing two teams like have different priorities, which I think is super interesting. I think it could be very interesting to see where the priorities end up lying, because if you don't share a lot of champions, if you're not sharing a lot of the stuff, you can kind of just pick whatever you want after kind of the ban phase. So I do look forward to seeing kind of what these team pumps put together, and if they're going to be so different, or if they end up being kind of contesting for some picks.
Yeah, there certainly are some contestable picks, I think. Between these two, like I think Sivir would have been fought over to some extent here, but I think everything else is kind of, it's kind of everyone has their own stuff and what they want to play. It's not really like overall, there's not too many contested things here. So I'd say the bot lanes are going to kind of compete for their picks just because there's less AD carries overall,
Right.
and
that are
they share it a little
viable.
bit more. But other than
Right.
that, I think everyone's just kind of probably going to get what they want. Well, not the ideal champion, but the second on their
Right.
list probably.
Yeah, because like you mentioned, a lot of like kind of one tricks were kind of banned out, and a lot of like very very comfort champions. So it will be interesting, definitely, to see what everyone's gonna go if they have to go to their second pick. Maybe not the pick they used the most in solo queue, and we'll see what they kind of put together. So we're back into the champion select. We do have Morgana picked out here, and Vi will be the jungler, assuming it goes that position over here for Speakeasy.
Yeah, you would imagine. Certainly the potential to flex. We've had some crazy compositions last week where we had like we had a Sonateric bot lane, but then we had like a Lux and I think there was another mage in the top lane, like a Silas or something crazy. So we've had some like really bizarre things happen. So I wouldn't be the most shocked to have like Vi top lane or anything.
Yeah.
And we had Trundle top recently, like someone who's kind of been jungler recently, but has been played top in the past. So there's certainly possible for flexing that. Seeing the Lux that's just been picked up, so there's still some flex potential here, but it most likely will be a Vi Nunu matchup in the jungle there.
Yeah, looking at that, Lux being picked up, they got a lot of heavy CC going on one side. And if anyone knows anything about me in the chat here, Nunu is my favorite champion right now. I play Flex, but right now, or rather, I play Phil. So right now, Nunu is just like, I feel like he's super strong and super underrated and like super, super fun. So I'm looking forward to watching this champion here today. Meanwhile, Vladimir is going to be picked up. Again, another flex pick going over there for Church of Pooh, so we'll see where that ends up. And then Ari being the last pick of the first wave of picks here for Speakeasy.
Yeah, I don't know if you like know this, I don't know if you're just trying to suck up to Fallen, but he basically just all he does is play Nunu and Sejuani and just tank junglers. That's all he does. So this seems to have worked out pretty well.
I've been known to scream on Discord, this is the best champion in the game, as I run in there with a giant snowball and scream at everybody to follow up, please. So yeah, I just love Nunu in general. I don't know. Everyone says like everyone I play with, they're like, this champion's garbage, but you make it look fun for some reason. I was like, it's because it's amazing. Anyway, back to this game. 80 carries being banned out right now by Speakeasy. Going to get rid of that Caitlyn to get rid of that Ezreal, which actually makes it really, really interesting because you've now not left yourself up with a kind of that tier 180 carry right now if you're banning out those. So really trying to focus to making sure the other 80 carries uncomfortable.
Yeah, like we talked, like I said earlier, it's going to be, I think, the most contested position in this draft because they share so many champions in their pool. But yeah, it seems like everyone's kind of gotten what they kind of wanted here. Ari's been super popular, but with that pick, you assume the Lux will be in the bot lane now, which has been super strong recently as well with the Aftershock rune. I mean, anything with the Aftershock is good. So that'll be a Lux Morgana matchup. So you got lore going on as well as just interesting with the spell shield versus the binding thing. So that'll be a cool matchup. And a Maokai picked up. That's not something you see too often.
Yeah, Maokai has had a few rounds of bust, but still not really seeing all that much play lately. But you're going to see it here tonight. So that pretty much means we could ignore the top lane throughout this whole game until actual team fights start happening. But yeah, Maokai's just a good pick if you end up wanting to be in the team fight. They've kind of set the a pick composition for the most part, so it doesn't look like they were trying to go for a team fight, but you know, Maokai gives you kind of that a little bit of insurance that you can be able to do that if you want to. Meanwhile, speaking of picks, Ashe is going to be on the other side, so that will potentially be denied if that was what they were kind of going for on the Speakeasy side. But you know, Ashe just a good utility 80 carry right there.
I think Ashe would have been great on the opposite side. I think you're right on that one. Maokai is kind of a piece of Chan favorite, special, if you will. We've actually had a few different Maokai players, even when he's been absolutely garbage. So it's kind of interesting that they'll pick it up here, but it will be a tank v tank matchup. So I think that's fine there. Pizza Chan won't get destroyed up there, though. Blinding Maokai is pretty brave of him. And rounding things out, we've got a couple different interesting team comps. Like we talked about, like neither team has definitive advantage in scaling, in my opinion. I think that they both have different power levels and they spike at different times, but there's no one
Mhm.
who's like, all right, 6 items, it's Sivir. There's not
Yeah,
that kind of win condition.
like maybe Vladimir, but that's like it's not Vladimir's not in that quite a like Sivir tier of late game, but it's like the one champion that maybe stands out a bit. For the most part, it is two teams running at each other with strong mid games.
Yeah, the Vladimir can certainly scale very well, and he's got great engage setup here with the Ashe and Nunu and the Ornn as well. Um, Even the Morgana, I guess, if you want to throw her in there as well. So like the Vladimir does have a lot of power there, but if you look at the people he's jumping on, Lux will probably proc Aftershock. Maokai super tanky. Ari can dash away. Xayah has invulnerability for several frames. So it's kind of hard for him to find a really big Hemo Plague or anything right here. Like certainly can be very powerful once he gets in the back line, but actually finding them all clustered up together is going to be tough, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
both sides have the potential for picks, and I think the mid game will probably be very explosive.
Mm-hmm.
With the Ornn coming in, Maokai, they both have long range engage here. The
Mm-hmm.
Nunu has long range engage. Vi, if she just goes for the dash into the ultimate, she can get on from a long distance. So I think both teams are going to be very explosive and decisive in their engages here. So it's going to be a matter
Mm-hmm.
of who gets caught and when.
Yeah, it definitely potentially makes for a very very exciting game, especially once you kind of get to that like more team oriented game as opposed to solo queue. Like I look at these compositions and you're like, both teams have very very clear plans, and it'll be just really about execution and who's going to be able to do that better. Before we go to a bit of a break before there, I just want to talk quickly. So who do you think has an edge based on champion select right now?
I think it's tough to say, but I do prefer. I feel better about the engage if you look on Church of Pooh's side.
Mm-hmm.
Pooh's side, like it feels much more cohesive in what they're trying to do here. I think you have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of good champions on the opposite side for Speakeasy, but I don't feel like they synergize as well. Like, the Ash Arrow Nunu Oranges, that engage seems crazy to me, and then the Morgana
Mm-hmm.
follow up with the Soul Shackles. I
Oh
just
yeah,
don't see how you get away from that. Even though I talked about the invulnerability from Xayah and Ari's
right.
mobility, Lux isn't getting away. Violently's got the one dash. Maokai, it's hard. So I just think that you're gonna look at this engage and you're just gonna be blown away once you see it from Church of Pooh.
Yeah, exactly. I think I completely agree with you there. All right, so we'll go for a quick break here. We'll wait for like the spectator delay, and then we'll be back with these two teams going head to head here on Sugar Free League. All right, welcome back, everybody, here to the Sugar-Free League. Once again, if you're just tuning in, it's Church of Pooh on the blue side, and on the red side is Speakeasy. Let's introduce our players. Over in the top lane for Church of Pooh is Pooh himself. In the jungle's Big B Wolf. At mid lane is Solarian. At AD carry, recurved Zed, and Tyser at the support position.
Yep.
Do you want to introduce Speakeasy?
Yeah. So they're stacking. Just a note, they are stacking the bush here. We've seen a ton of invades recently, so that's probably why they're doing this. Because we've seen pretty much every game in the Sugar-Free League had invades. But on the opposite side here, we've got Pizza Chan in the top lane, Queen Spider in the jungle, in the mid lane, A Vow for You in the AD carry position, Legacy in the support position, Kaiken, probably pronouncing that wrong, but what can you do?
What can you do?
It's Speakeasy, and they're just fanning out as 5. Gonna play it safe here and get off to game 1 on the right foot.
Yeah, they have that line of scrimmage over there, not wanting to run into any sort of death brush. Right now, taking it easy. Right now, you do see some CC advantage over on to the blue side, so you, of course, don't probably want to run into that if you're over on the other side. But, you know, everyone's going to kind of take it easy. We're going to have a good little early game here and see where they're going to go. As we take a quick peek at the top lane as they kind of trade some damage. Again, I don't expect to do a whole bunch of looking over the top lane, just because, you know, it's the 2 tanks for a while, but I guess I'm excited. Other lanes here. This mid lane, I think, could be potentially pretty fun, especially if Ari can get some picks over here, and that outplay potential of Vladimir is always potentially fun to watch too, so we'll definitely keep track of that. And then, of course, in the mid lane, you do have that explosive Lux. Less explosive with the Aftershock, but does mean you can kind of go with all of them. You know, we are actually seeing a gank coming over here from Big B Wolf. Unfortunately, the snowball hits the wall, and all he's going to do is back away here while some damage gets traded onto the other lane.
Yeah, so looks like Nunu going to go ahead and walk towards that mid lane here, pick up a little bit of knock up on Vow for You, but they're going to make his way back out.
Coming now over to the mid lane, trying to get ganks on earlier. Big B Wolf playing super aggressive here right now, while Queen Spider is just kind of farming. He's now tried to pull off 2 ganks, so he's going to be behind in golden levels for a little bit here.
It's pretty significant. He's 2 camps behind at just like 3 minutes, so it's pretty disastrous, honestly. Like, it's not a game-ending decision, but like he's gonna be super far behind Vi, like at least a level when they meet, most likely.
Exactly. So it's usually you don't see that much action out of the Nunu there right early on, but he's just trying to make a play happen, trying to catch them sleeping. But good job by Speakeasy to kind of keep things calm and not get caught up there from the early gangs.
Yep. And now that we've reached 320, the Scuttles will spawn here. Got Vi taking the top Scuttle while Nunu's just remaining in his jungle.
Yeah, just going to be able to do that. We're seeing early CS advantages in the solo lanes right now for Church of Pooh.
Now we got a fight in the river here. Big B Wolf going to go on Queen Spider. The Knight ticking, but he's going to need a few more autos to finish that off. Again, he's down a level here, so the 2v2 not going super great.
Meanwhile, the top lane, Pizza Chan's going to pick up a solo kill over on top of Pooh. Queen Spider, again, trying to live past that one. He's going to be burnt up a little bit here. Double buffs, trying to get away with them. Gonna be able to live there and be perfectly fine, but nice little solo kill for the Maokai. We'll be enjoying that over there in top lane.
And in this bot lane, Aftershock is pretty powerful, and looks like we're gonna have an all-in here. Tyser gonna go down to Legacy, recurve now in a 2v1 scenario. Unlikely he'll be able to survive this one. He's got flash, but no heal to get out. Gonna flash here onto Legacy. Oh, finally finds it with that last volley. Probably gonna go down here. We'll actually take both with him though, so a 2 for 2 in the end with Queen Spider coming in to clean up.
All right. So it appears I am a little bit behind on our stream here. Let's try to get me caught up here. What's the timer you're at?
440 right now. 441, 2, 3, 5. But with that, we've got a buy coming out of the Ashe, which will indicate it's going to be Blade the Ruined King once again. So despite buffs to Essence Reaver, making it a little bit better, still will not be the option for the Ashe. And on the other side, Legacy going to stick with the Essence Reaver here, I'd imagine. now that the Caulfield Warhammer has been purchased. But Ash, one of those champions that used to like the old Essence Reaver. You know, it was just a very synergistic item. The new Essence Reaver just doesn't, people just don't seem to like as much. So you kind of lose out on that CDR, unfortunately, for the Ash. But you do get a little bit more damage, which, you know, Ash players sometimes lack.
Alright, sorry, still trying to figure out where I am on the timer here. What clock you have?
5:35. We're getting a fight here in the bottom lane. Tyser. Oh, the Ignite comes through a curve. We'll get the last hit, though. Legacy bound up now. And here comes the Nunu with a snowball. Big B Wolf comes in to secure that one at the end.
Alright, I think I'm officially caught up here. Big B Wolf making a nice big play there to get us that. We now make these kills 4-3 now with the 400 gold lead right now for the blue side. So it's a lot of back and forth action that I unfortunately basically missed out on. I'm trying to figure out why my stream was so behind, but we're caught up here, it looks like.
Yeah, there's a bug basically with the League client where sometimes when you're loading a game, it'll just run slower, like several seconds. I don't know why this exists, but small indie company as we get a fight around the dragon.
Yeah, they're going for it now. Kaiken trying to get that stun over there, but nicely dodged by Tyser. But the charm is going to be hit, so a Val for you is going to be able to pick up that kill as the dragon fight continues on. Vi trying to use his ultimate on top of Big B Wolf is going to be able to pick up that kill. Solarian now, the next topper over here is Pete's chance to get on top of them. The dragon will be secured by the red team. And the fight is going to continue on here as Recurve is going to be able to pick up one more kill there. They're going to chase down Solarian, get that stun up on him. Pizza Chan will pick up that one. Oh, baby. 6 for 5. The kills now as the advantage for Speak Easy, and they come away with the dragon.
I mean, just a really fantastic fight in the river here. You thought there wouldn't be action in the top lane. You're right, but there's action in the bot lane, and Pizza Chan is there. And because of that TP advantage he picked up earlier on, because of that solo kill, forcing Pooh to go back and TP to lane, he was able to join the team and win the fight.
Way to go there by that. Nice little macro play, nice macro decision. Still a pretty even game, all things considered. But they're doing a good job of really trying to get in there. But do you see those 4 kills over on Recurve? And a bit of a CS advantage there, especially once he gets the rest of this wave. So Recurve now looking very strong.
Yeah, honestly, this Ash is going to be so painful to deal with. She's sitting on a lot of gold right now, 1,400. So the immediate power won't be felt, but like in the next couple of minutes, she's going to be so much further ahead. I mean, they're just being bullied off the wave here, and the Ash hasn't even bought. Like, the CS is growing. This is actually going to become a real problem in the bot lane.
Yeah, they're able to kind of pull that one off there. Again, yeah, that big CS advantage as Ash did pick up the rest of that wave. She's going to back now and have a ton of gold to be able to spend here. And it's going to be pretty tough, but you do have decent gold kind of spread out amongst everyone over there on the Speakeasy side. The unfortunate thing, I guess, is that one of those kills went over to Pizza Chan, but of course that other kill being a solo kill for himself. But it is a small advantage. They can still flex that use, and I think the Cloud Drake with this team composition is actually going to be fairly significant. Ari being able to roam around the map easier, Vi being able to get around faster will be pretty good.
Certainly, Ari looks to roam, I think, in the mid-game significantly, especially because of the pool on Vladimir. She's not really going to be able to go for solo kills consistently on him. So, the Cloud Drake actually has a decent amount of value here.
You're going to be able to kind of continue pushing that. We'll see where the teams kind of prioritize their attention at. We do see Vi kind of chilling over here in the top lane. Queen Spider want to make something happen here for Pizza Chan, making sure Pooh is not going to be able to do much in this game if he wants to continue the focus there. But he's spending a lot of time just kind of waiting, and nothing's going to happen.
Nothing does happen, but definitely like the proactive play. You had Ari being called up to go for that play as well. They don't commit to the dive, but at least they're trying to look for something.
Kaiken, meanwhile, has seen a little bit of damage going over there. Oh, here comes back Queen Spider. He did leave the lane, but Pizza Chan is right on top of Pooh here. But they're super tanky. They just kind of punch each other for a year, and nothing really ends up happening.
Bit disenergized there. Pizza Chan committed the ultimate and wanted to go for a play, but Queen Spider already walked away from the lane, was in the river, and was not able to get in range to ult Pooh, and as a result, there's just no way they're going to kill him there.
Yeah, and you weren't gonna dive that. You're not gonna dive onto an Ornn, so
With ultimate as well in flash. So yeah, definitely would have been a bad call.
So good to back up there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Big B Wolf is on top of Val4U. He does get ignited up here, but that just means he's gonna walk away from it. Oh, Val4U tries to jump back in onto Solarian. He gets ignited. And ultimate is gonna be just enough for Solarian to pick up that kill. Little over-aggressive play by a Val4U there.
Yeah, it tried to turn it around, but in the end, it stayed around too long because while he was going for the kill on Solarion, he actually, like, opened himself up, or rather on Big B Wolf, he opened himself up to Solarion and, you know, died. The amount of burn and, you know, sort of burst damage at the end of that play from the ultimate and ignite is just ridiculous from Vladimir. It's actually so hard to deal with. And the flash is still there. Val had no chance to use it.
Here comes again, coming over here. It's going to be slowed down by Tyser so far. He tries to flash into it, tries to make their way onto there, but Ash's going to slow him down. The ultimate does eventually come through, but a nice black shield is going to mitigate basically most of that, and it's still going to be able to get rid of that stun. Here comes the Ash arrow, now recurve. He can put a couple on Kaiken, but he does flash away. Queen Spider, meanwhile, is trying to get this re-engage happening, but Riggy Wolf is here as well. He's going to use that, stop watching, go gold, and recurve is going to be able to pick up a kill. Ultimate coming through now for the Nunu. Boom! Goes Kaiken. He's down. Icy Legacy's trying to pick up the next one. Big B Wolf is going to be taken up here, and it's back and forth action. It's currently a 2-for-1. No, it's a 3-for-1 now as Recurve picks up another one.
Honestly, that was played almost perfectly from Recurve and Tyser. I don't know how you could have played it better, to be honest. That was just a beautiful black shield. He held onto it for the perfect time. Then they turn it around with the ultimates. You see 4 summoner spells used on the opposite side. They both have their flashes, and then they dodged that gank. Just beautiful play from that bot lane.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like the perfect amount of absorbing all that pressure and absorbing all those cooldowns and then re-engaging at the right moment. Like, beautifully played by the bot lane. Like you said, I don't think anyone could have played that any better. So great work there. We're seeing some good micro plays kind of coming through right now for the Church of Pooh. And now the Dragon is going to be the next thing on the menu. They're looking to start that up now. They do start it up. They have it at about 3,000 health. We'll see if they can contest. Big B Wolf is around, but he doesn't have the rest of his team to really jump for it, so it'd have to be a YOLO steal. He will not try for it. It will be a Dragon going over to Speakeasy. That's the second one of the game for them.
Very nice play by Speakeasy. They understand that the bot lane duel will go back, and that's where all the power resides right now. Because of how strong the Ashe is, as well as just how strong Morgana is at this time in the game with her ultimate and binding. But those are both on cooldown, so even if she was there, she wouldn't be as effective. That was just the perfect time to go for the Dragon, because that's the only time they're actually able to. You know, because once the Ashe comes back to lane, there's no way they can test that.
Yeah, exactly that was we watched the top laners kind of slap each other. Like we said, they're so tanky. Let's see if they can pull this off. Pizza Chan is going to try to get in there. Pooh's going to use his ultimate to get him down there at about a quarter health. He's a couple auto attacks away, but he's pretty tanky. See if you get away. You're trying to use that tower for safety, and we'll get finally back behind there. So, interesting fight happening over in the top lane. And even though, of course, joke about nothing happening here. Oh, the flash going to come through now. Pooh wants to have it. Pooh's going to go down. Pizza Chan, really, really aggressive. Is now 3-0.
You thought Pizza Chan wouldn't go hard on this one. I mean, like, that's a second solo kill in a tank v tank matchup. Grasp is apparently a damage keystone. I don't know, who knew, right? Like, he's just smacking him down. Who already has a completed Abyssal Mask, but it just doesn't matter. I mean, Pizza Chan just went ham on him. He's down CS, but he's up kills, and in the end, you're up gold, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he's actually got himself a bit of a bounty, which is always actually one of the unfortunate side effects of like the bounty system is that when you're the tank that's like, you know, quote unquote supposed to die in a big team fight, you're actually going to give up more gold than you want to because you've done so well in lane. So it's kind of like a weird thing. But if you just never die, then it doesn't matter, I guess.
Exactly. That should be the thought process. Just be so far ahead you never die. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be true, though, because the rest of his team isn't doing so hot right now. The kill score, you know, it's close. The gold's close, but right now, looking at the power of the bot lane, I don't know if you win in a straight-up 5v5.
Yeah, like the gold's close, but most of the gold is on the tank shredder for the other team, so that is scary when you're the tank with all the money on your team. But nice little charm hit there. He's going to force them to just kind of back away. Val4U was able to make a little escape, and Rome was coming through from Tyser. We'll see what to do here. Kaikin now made his way over to the mid lane. The Charm is going to be able to hit it here. Does have Lux with the ultimate comes through, but is able to kind of blood pool there before he gets down. Trying to get some help from over Tyson. The Black Shield's on top of him. He's just barely alive, hanging onto the skin of his teeth, but is eventually going to go down. Kaikin does pick up the kill, but it's going to be traded over as Pooh does pick up one more. Recurve has made his way over to this fight as well. He's going to pick up one more. Rift Herald taken in the meantime. It's going to be pushing over onto the top lane. So overall, a big win for Speakeasy.
Really nice fight for them there. I mean, the Vladimir stayed alive really, really long, but I think that you can call that a win for them. And you get Rift Herald. The Rift Herald goes down on the top side, so something gained here. And the gold's dead even right now. We thought the game would kind of be blown away at this point, you know, with the 7-kill Ashe. But it's actually super even because of just the other things that have happened. Pizza Chain up at the top side, the Rift Herald now. So things are actually relatively even for how crazy that bot lane looks.
Yeah, everything's kind of going nuts again. You just it's hard to not focus on the fact that your money is mostly on a carry though, and that's the scary part. That's 700 gold bounty. You want to take that right now if you're Speakeasy. So you want to get on top of that there. So we'll see if Recurve is going to be able to continue kind of this fight there.
Certainly worry though about the Ashe dying. She does have Black Shield, but she has no dashes, you know. Ashe is a very, very vulnerable character, and up against a diving Vi, an Ahri diving on you, Lux damage, if you just get land, you know, one binding lands, you're in trouble.
Exactly. Gonna put that Black Shield on him again. Gonna force the flash out. Meanwhile, it's gonna dodge the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Now the re-engage coming over. Flash comes through for Recurves. Is gonna be able to save him. Gonna hit a nice binding over onto Icy Legacy, but everything's gonna be okay. Not kind of well played by both teams, really. But there is a Death Brush right here, ready to go. Big B Wolf is gonna meet them. Recurves is gonna take a bunch of damage, but he actually gonna survive the fight. That's good news for him. Ultimate comes through for Big B Wolf. He's trying to push him now. Solarian's gonna be the actual target over here for Speakeasy. They're gonna try to jump with him. He blood pulls to try to get away. He's gonna live for a long time, but not long enough. Pooh's gonna pick up the first kill of that fight. Queen Spider goes down. Fight continues on as Pizza Chan is over here into the tri-bush, trying to jump on top of Recurve, trying to make something happen over here. He's a big tanky boy. Remember, he's got all that gold. Pooh's gonna pick up another kill. Pizza Chan's gonna eventually go down. He does. Big B Wolf picks up that shutdown bonus, and a 3-0 now for the Church of Pooh.
I mean, unbelievable fight there. Solarian survives on basically silver health for so long. Heals back up because he's Vladimir, you know. Recurve, same thing. Just barely survives the lifesteal. Just a fantastic fight from them there. I mean, really, really close because the gold's close, but the carries played it almost impeccably. Tyser saved his area carry as well, and I mean, just a really fantastic goal from Pooh to start things off.
Yeah, they were able to pick up that kill there. Recurves right now still sitting at 7-1, still wanting to really continue to do more damage. He's doing tons of these fights. Be very curious to see kind of like the damage charts on these fights, but obviously we don't necessarily have the power to do that. But it's a spicy game so far. It's looking like it's starting to kind of tilt in the favor, of course, with almost a 30,000 gold lead right now for Church of Pooh, but it's still really anyone's game, and the dragon control is eminent here right now. There's a third dragon. They picked up another Cloud Drake for the pick composition in Speakeasy, so they can still utilize that as part of their advantage, because like really the effective gold on the dragons makes it an about even game.
Definitely something you could criticize here. The dragons, I mean, they've fought really well, but Church of Pooh has not done anything to secure any of the objectives. They've lost Rift Herald and all 3 dragons.
Which is curious when you have a champion like Nunu, who basically is like un-smite fightable. So let's pause that point as a fight is breaking through in the mid lane. Teleport is coming through now as well. Big B is trying to jump onto it now. Pizza Chan is going to tank as much damage as he possibly can, and he is a big tanky boy. The Ignite's going to come through, though. He's going to eventually kind of take him down, or does he get away? No, he does not shut down. He's going to come through, but Solarian will trade the kill, so it's currently a 1-for-1, and they're fighting under tower here. Tyser is going to pick up another one, so it's a 2-for-1 now in favor of Church of Pooh, so they get that bit of a kill advantage as they continue to siege onto this mid lane turret.
Well, you have an entire item advantage on your AD carry. It's really hard to win a team fight right now unless you engage on them. Nunu goes a bit deep and dies, but... Oh, is that Proto Belt Nunu? Okay, I didn't even realize that, so he's even less tanky than I thought.
He's got the Proto Belt. He's got the Predator. It's a one aggressive new build, and I respect that.
Why'd he go Cinder Hulk? Why he's trolling? Why'd he build Cinder Hulk?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, Biggie Wolf though, it's just trying to excite the stream. I think that's what he's kind of going for with that build. I think
He's showing off. But
He's
seriously,
showing off.
seriously, I don't know what this build is, but it's interesting.
It's like, it's like when you're playing ARAMs, you get this champion you never play, and you're like, this sounds like it would be awesome on this. Yeah, I'm gonna go Predator. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go Proto Belt. Let's go. And it's working enough. Let's put it that way.
It is doing enough, I think, is a good way to put it at this stage here. But they're not that far ahead, right? The goalie isn't that crazy. It's sort of silly when you look at the scores right now. You'd think that the goalie would be way bigger, but it's actually not. Obviously, you have a huge item advantage on your AD carry, but the rest of the positions aren't far ahead.
Oh, Kaikang might be caught out here a little bit. Ultimate's going to be hit on top of him. Meanwhile, Big B Wolf is right there to follow it up. Recurve's going to pick up his 8th kill of the game. And that's going to be, another turret potentially going to go down to continue siege on the mid. Meanwhile, a fight is happening over Big B Wolf again. Big B Wolf is not a tanky boy in this situation, so Icy Legacy will pick up that kill and use that ultimate to get away. However, Queen Spider will also pay for that with his life, so it does end up being a 1-for-1. So you'll usually take that when you're the team ahead right now. Again, back into this mid lane turret they're going to focus on, but there are 3 people defending.
Yeah, unlikely they'll be able to siege. Neither side is a great siege composition. Ashe is, a long-range AD carry, but there's nothing really to support that. She has, like, the volley for poke, I guess. So,
yeah.
Neither team can really sit in siege. They have to take Baron or, like, some other objective to really push down, or obviously just kill everyone to actually push their turrets.
Yeah. That's one way to do it. Team can't stop you if they're all dead, so they're going to keep going for that right now. We're playing a little bit of the NAA RAM over here. As a binding is going to be hit onto this Lux here. Some damage we follow it up. She's going to use that Lux ult to kind of get him out of there. Here comes the Ornn ultimate. The Call of the Forge God is going to take down Kaiken real low, but that shield is just enough to get him out of there.
Pretty good Lux buffs, huh?
Yeah,
really helped out there. Honestly, she should be dead right now, but that champion is ridiculously tanky for no reason.
For no reason whatsoever. Now we can focus onto this mid lane turret. They do again not have the Lux here for the wave clear. Now let's see if a fight breaks loose. They're fighting now. Big B Wolf's gonna jump in with that Proto Belt. Take down Pizza Chan. About for you is gonna try to get out of there using the flash to get bound. Queen Spider's gonna jump in, but really it's just to make them back off. So they do get that one turret. Did you pick up the kill onto Pizza Chan? And now they're just gonna continue the sieges. They do have bot lane pushing for them as well, so they have all the advantage.
Yeah, this should actually be, I think, enough for them to push through this turret. Like we said, like they can't siege, but if they kill people, they can take this turret. And I think 4 strong, they can probably take the center.
Oh, the China Crystal Arrow does miss, but Big B Wolf is still trying to jump in there to make something happen. Really, it's just going to zone them off of this turret as they continue to work on this tier 2 in the bottom lane here. Tyken trying to make something happen over on the side. Does to get that ultimate and binding onto Tyser, but it's not enough to take out Tyser over there, so he's going to be able to take that damage and just back away. And again, nice couple plays put together. That's going to lead to about a 4,000 gold lead right now for the Church of Pooh, and they're going to back up and buy some new items.
Probably a good decision here. They are sitting on quite a bit of gold, and you got Baron up as well as Dragon. So maybe take one objective this game. That could be good.
Potentially want to look at that again. The Dragon is spawning up shortly here. We're gonna seeing some some vision being put down right now by Speakeasy as they plan on put over the top lane, trying to make sure they have kind of a look at this Baron, because really that's a way for them to come back. Baron will stall this game for them and potentially kind of bring them back into it. So they're trying to make sure that is there and secured for themselves.
The wonders of clearing wards. The best part of League of Legends.
Yeah. I enjoyed the days of NA when everyone would cheer for every ward because nothing happens in the game. I was fond of that. But see some action is going to break out here over this Cloud Drake. Triple Cloud Drake is actually super interesting. It feels like a busted amount of movement speed if they can basically get in here. But they're actually going to fight for it this time. This might be the first dragon they're actually testing for. Solarian does get hit by a charm. He's going to be able to back up here. They do start this dragon, but Queen Spider is in the middle of it now. Right now, Pooh is going to be the first target over here. He's going to be shut down. He's taken out. Here come more ultimates coming through over into the middle of this fight. Pizza Chan does take down Big B Wolf. He's going to be low, but he's not going to be taken out himself. Shut down does come through. That's a 3-4-0. All of a sudden, Speak Easy's really in this game. They're going to continue onto this Power Drake. Is anyone going to try to steal it? They will not. It'll be another Dragon Soul from them. A Charm gets hit onto Tycer. He's in danger now. No more damage. Recurve is looking to be taken out. The shutdown comes through. All that gold goes onto the Icy Legacy now. And all of a sudden, this looks like this could be Speak Easy's game.
Okay, well, the gold's 900 apart now, and they're heading to Baron. That was a huge fight. Queen Spider is super, super low, but if they can keep her alive, they can take Baron pretty easily. And there's this giant shield anyway, so what do I know?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Dude, who needs health when you just have big shields that are put together like that? They're going to be able to do this. Here comes Big B Wolf trying to use that giant snowball to make his way over towards this Baron. It's now down to about 4,000 health. Pooh is over here frontlining, trying to make something happen. Queen Spider is a easy target. Pooh gets a big knockup, gets a whole bunch of them up here. Tycer has made his way over into here now, and here comes Solarium too as well. The Ashe is not around. Keep in mind, that's where all their gold is. A damage goes through. Legacy does go down. Nasher will be secured by Big B Wolf. Are you kidding me? Did they take this? What is this game?
It's called North America.
It's called North America. Oh, meanwhile, he runs into Recurve. Solarian's going to be able to pick up that kill there. So he'll be taken out. It's back in fourth action, exactly like you said it. This is very much an NA game.
Colloquially known as a clown fiesta.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a classic one for me. I mean, back and forth, the game went from 900 gold apart. Now there's a 3,000 gold lead and Baron buff on the other team that just almost basically got aced.
Yeah, oh my goodness. It looked like there was a shot happening now, but they're just going to fight under this turret, and Recurve's going to pick up another kill, his 9th of the game. Big B Wolf is trying to use that ultimate, get on someone that doesn't actually hit anyone with that damage. He is mostly an AP Nunu right now, but trying to get that happen. Recurve's going to be able to back away. He does have that black shield, so wouldn't even been hit by that charm anyway. They're just going to continue the siege with the Baron buff, and that tower's looking real low. All right, now with Siege is going to be put onto here. They're trying to save it. Pizza Chan trying to use his ultimate to try to make something happen. But of course, Recurve is going to be black shielded up, so he doesn't even get rooted out. He's going to be able to walk away from this. They're trying to fight back the other way. You do see that the side lanes are pushing in favor right now of the Church of Pooh. So there's not a whole lot they can kind of do here except for just try to hold on. All right. As we continue kind of in this game, it's a now 5,000 goldie kind of happening there. Yeah, all the dragons are in favor right now of Speak Easy. And right, look at this movement speed. Look how fast this Maokai moves. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
Starting to go fast here, but it was the right decision to back off there because they were super low, and while the waves are pushing in their favor, which is exactly what you want when you're sieging or trying to take a turret, they couldn't take advantage of the scenario because both their tanks were low and they just could not absorb the damage, and without an Ocean Dragon they can't sustain, so they had to leave, unfortunately, there.
Yeah, they leave that one there. Let's see, no true objectives currently up, so right now it's up to teams to kind of set up vision in places. That tier 1 top lane turret is still kind of just around, so I'd imagine they're just going to want to take that off. They do have a little bit left on this Baron buff. Nice black shield and good reaction time to make sure that Tycer doesn't get picked up while he's just trying to set up vision. So to be able to avoid that, Lux R is currently down for about 4 seconds because that's the stupid lowest cooldown ever. So they are paying attention to this top lane turret and are rotating over towards it now.
Most ultimate cooldowns, it's like tick, 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 tick for when you see the bar going. Luck cooldown is just like one continuous motion. It's ridiculous how fast that thing comes back off cooldown. Especially if you kill someone, I'm pretty sure it's reduced, right?
Yeah, exactly. When you have when you pull that off there. So here we go. Fight is breaking loose over here. Oh, nice binding being hit onto Icy Legacy. He does eventually try to use that ultimate to get away, but it will not be enough. Big B Wolf will pick up that kill, use that portal belt to try to continue the engage on the rest of the team. Here comes a lot of members here. They're going to take him down, though. Queen Spider will be taken out. Recurves has joined the fight. He's putting down the damage. Kaiken does pick up 1 kill to trade it over the other way, but currently it is a 2-for-1 as they continue to surge. They still have this Baron buff. They want this tier 2 top lane turret. Moving on to the other side. Kaiken and Tice are going to meet up over here. Jungle, they're actually going to miss a couple of shield shots on each other, but the goal was that turret. They still concede that. And the push continues on. Baron buff has now finally expired.
That's the engage I was talking about with this team. Is that's how they win their fights. It's just some crazy engage where they find the AD carry or the mid laner here and just kind of win the fight before it even starts. Unfortunately, they're not able to corral everyone in there, but they do get 2 picks and that'll get them the turret. But because Baron expired, they're not able to push any further because, like we talked about earlier, no one can siege in this game. It's just not possible with the compositions that they have.
Exactly. So they'll put their attention right now. Cloud Drake is, Ocean Drake is the kind of only thing up and ready to go. So we're seeing the blue team make their way over here, and the red team as well, as they're gonna walk into there to get some vision onto it right now. See how much priority does it. It always feels good to get a bunch of dragons here, but right now it hasn't been quite enough. But at least you're denying that away from Church of Pooh.
Well, that was probably not a great decision. Big B Wolf went for the Krugs here, and then he had red buff being taken by recurves.
Oh, here you go. Big B Wolf is now jumping over in here. The Pizza Chan's gonna use his ultimate, gonna jump on top of him, gonna use that flash to get in there. They're trying to be a big tanky front line, but meanwhile, Icy Legacy's gonna put down some damage. Using Solarian will pick up the kill and finish it off. Val for you will pick up another one here. This big team fight happens. Green Spider is low. It's gonna go down. Tyson is gonna be able to take him out. Shut down now comes through for the Vi as he gets taken down. Then the Zaya's trying to make something happen, but triple kill comes through for Solarian. 3-for-4 right now. Quadra kill comes out. Solarian's going, hey, you're talking about recurves being the carry here, but here's an ace from this mid laner.
That was a huge team fight. That's exactly what they were looking for. The bad news is that they only have 2 members alive, and neither of them can take turrets very well or objectives of any kind. But the good news is they've won a team fight super cleanly, and they're going to get at least an inhibitor turret, if not the inhibitor here. So a huge win there, and that's exactly the team fight they've always been looking for.
Exactly. Pizza Chan's kind of being the only one left. Gonna just revive now to defend anything. Won't be able to get that, so they do get that inhibitor. So nice job once again in this back and forth affair for them to be able to pick up an advantage right after losing Dragon.
Yeah, only thing that would have been better if they kept a few more members alive and an 80 carry. They could have gone for double inhib maybe, but still one's good enough here, and they're in a pretty dominating position. I mean, they've just looked better in straight up team fights. The macro hasn't been very good from them. Like, they're down to 5 dragons. I think that speaks for itself. But
yeah,
they do have the team fights on their side here, and that's probably what's going to decide this game. The thing they have to worry about though is Elder Dragon, because that's now an alternate win condition, right? If you are Speakeasy right now. So if they just play their cards right, delay the game until Elder's up, and just try and play around that, there's a window for them to, if they get that, just end the game through that because of how much damage they're going to get off that, just how strong it will be.
Yeah, especially so like with Ari and Lux and stuff, you do have quite a bit of wave clear on your team. Like you have the ability to kind of just defend for a long time.
Yeah.
If you kind of don't get into really big fights. But there is this Baron that you do have to consider fighting for.
Zai is a lot of wave clear as well, so. But yeah, keep poking. You have a Lux Ari. You could poke and try and find picks. I mean, there's no reason to like hard commit to anything. You just keep poking them and aggro the Drake while they clear wards. It's pretty hard to start this thing.
Exactly, and they do see that Pooh is over into the bot lane, split pushing there too as well. He does have teleport available if he needs to come into this fight, if they do try to go for this Baron really, but they're doing the Baron dance because both teams realize how important it is. Nice little binding being hit onto Solarian, but he'll pretty much just get away fine anyway. But yeah, that split push is coming through right now. Pooh is pushing this bot lane. This does have to be answered by someone, so they either have to pick a fight here or send someone to stop the split push.
Yeah, they're going to send Pizza Chan back, but they were a little indecisive, and now Pooh's going to get a little bit of time alone with the turret here. Home guard's going to be great for Pizza Chan, but a little bit slow on the reaction.
Yeah, and now they see that Pizza Chan's finally going for that. That means for them that they can start pushing over towards this Baron, knowing that they don't have that tank them with them, but the tower is going to go down. So nice split push. A good macro decision there. We've been talking about how we're kind of criticizing their macro a little bit. At least they made that one right.
That was a very good macro decision, and honestly, a mistake from Speakeasy as well. They've been really good up till this point, but that one was a straight up a mistake from them. They really should have sent Pizza Champ back earlier, committed to the fight. They were indecisive, and as a result, they lose a turret. And now you can never leave him alone in the side lane because the inhibitor is open.
Yeah, they're trying to do that. They see some members of Church of Pooh have backed off and went back to buy some items here. Mortal Reminder note is purchased by Ash here, so does again want to go through that front line right now, and that's going to certainly help with that. It's going to continue kind of this push here as they are going to go now push in some over this top jungle, get some vision over here, and try to make a way for them to secure this Baron safely. Nice little binding hit on the Queen Spider. Mostly just being annoying. Kaikin can use that ultimate. Gonna proc the Baron just to try to make them back off from that.
This is really where you feel the nerf to control wards, the fact that you only have 2 in inventory. You can't replace them as easily. You only have 3 control wards left as Speakeasy, so this actually is a scenario where the nerf really hurts.
There we go. They're starting up this Baron now, it looks like. See if they're going to be able to contest over here. Baron now under 10,000 health. Kaikin's going to use some damage over there. Going to reveal that's happening. It's down to 7,000 now. They're going to continue this kind of push here. It's going to be pretty low to the big contest. Here comes big damage from Solarian. Just explodes Kaikin. Takes him right out of that. Baron now is going to be focused on here. The teleport is coming through. Green Spider trying to jump in for the steal. It will not be successful. Blue team will pick up the Nasher. Solarian will pick up for the kill. They continue the team fight looking for another one. Green Spider goes down. A Vow for You goes down. Icy Legacy is just going to try to run away. Will not be successful. Double kill now. And that will be the game. Over here right after that ace.
Really fantastic end to that game from Solarion, you know, just flashing and destroying the AD carry, but also Church of Pooh as a team. I mean, that was really just played perfectly in that situation. I think they were a little bit greedy with their Baron. They tried to go for almost a 50-50. They had a significant advantage because they do have the Nunu, which is really good for securing objectives, but they were, you know, a little bit sloppy, but the rest, the team fight, as well as the way they set up the vision was really good. I think the way they ended that game was just about as well as you could, beyond going a little bit greedy on the decision to force that Baron.
Yeah, that was a good decision. Again, they were pulling off enough. Not a lot of games where you're going to lose that many dragons and still be kind of the team with the big advantage there, but they get it done and they win game 1 and they got to win another one to finish off the series.
Yeah, there's only 1 Infernal and no mountains, so the dragons mattered, but they didn't matter enough to affect the fights in a meaningful way or the macro, like you know, a split push wing edition with mountains or something. And they didn't have a split pusher anyway, so it didn't really matter. But they didn't have any of the really good dragons. They had 3 clouds. So the only time that many dragons matters is Elder, and they didn't even get to Elder at the, you know, because it didn't spawn yet. So,
and the thing is too, like, you got all these cloud drakes, which can be really good, especially with your team composition, but they weren't really setting up vision to get picks and stuff. They were then trying to team fight with your dragons that don't necessarily help with team fighting. They help with you getting picks. So they didn't really play around with the dragons they got, and that was kind of the big difference there. So, well, we'll take a quick break here. We'll see if Speakeasy is going to come right back here into Game 2 versus Church of Pooh, and we'll be back with more Sugar-Free League action in a little bit. All right, welcome everyone back to our sugar-free league, a series between Church of Pooh and Speakeasy. Church of Pooh has already won one game. Now Speakeasy will now move over to the blue side and see if they can take their win back. So if we're looking at the bans, Morgana and Vladimir already banned out right now by Speakeasy, and then the Church side, Shen and Elise being banned out the other way. Oriana continue to be banned there again. Don't want to see that on Solarian. Does play a ton of that champion. So gonna be able to take that away now. See who the last ban priority goes up for Church of Pooh. See if they ban anything that was kind of played in the recent game. They still just decided to ban out the Sivir and not wanting to let that late game AD carry go through.
If Sivir's not banned, I'd imagine it's going to be first pick by either team. I just don't think that either side would let it go through. I don't think there's anything that could be first pick that would be better. So makes a lot of sense to ban it here. Of course, the Elise, the Shen. It's just a lot of target bans to start things out, and the Sivir. That's basically what the draft is now.
I like the Sejuani pick right now for Queen Spider over there in the jungle. Like last game was playing Vi and wasn't really utilizing Vi like you can. They were basically team fighting. So if that Vi pick was the Sejuani pick the whole time, might have potentially been better. So that's what they're going with here. Meanwhile, they're going to answer that tank with a tank Crusher and Trundle right now for the Church of Pooh side. So see if that ends up being a Trundle in the jungle or from the top lane or whatever.
We saw it in top lane. Excuse me. Still getting over a cold. Saw it in the top lane earlier this week, and it was bad. It was really bad. It went 0-8-5, and the team lost, which you would expect. But it actually went like 40 minutes. It was a crazy, crazy game. I would watch that one. But yeah, it was bad. It was really bad in the top lane. It's picked as a tank counter in the top lane, but against an Ornn, I believe, and it just did not work out because he got camped the entire time by a Sejuani.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see potentially what ends up happening there. Kai'Sa being picked up over here right now by Church of Pooh. That was banned in the second round of picks, so they're not going to let that get banned out this time. They will just pick it up now. Meanwhile, the Yuumi being picked up over on the side recently kind of nerfed a little bit, but mostly nerfed for the AFK Yuumi. If you're still really good, actually good at the champion, Yuumi's still fairly strong. So that will be the support picked up there. And right now they're hovering over the Nico and will secure that one there. Another flex pick, potentially mid, potentially top. Heck, potentially in the bot lane. Who knows these days? But yeah, nice little AP or a split pushing pick there. We'll see what they kind of do with that.
Do you know if they removed the thing? You used to like be able to sit on someone and you wouldn't get an AFK warning. Is that still possible on Yuumi?
Oh, that's funny. I actually didn't know that was even a thing. Maybe, I don't know.
Because it was. I remember when she came out, someone figured that out, and yeah, it was a pretty good time.
Pretty good day. Well,
that's the
Yumi's
best
actually.
support now.
Yeah. Yumi's actually a super fun support to watch when played like properly, like the way it's intended to be played. Jumping out, trying to get an auto attack in there, trying to get that shield, jumping onto someone else. Like it's actually super exciting and fun to watch and track that champion kind of run around, do stuff. But we'll see how it will feel in the hands of Kaikin and see. We have first time watching him play the champion, so we'll see that there. Zillion will be picked up on the other side there. Just gives you some utility, gives you the ability to save potential hyper carry if you're going to eventually go for maybe a protect the Kai'Sa kind of composition. We'll see where they kind of round out their comp there, but they'll pick that one up. Meanwhile, banning out the Ezreal, Nautilus will be banned out to the other side. Make sure that heavy engaged support isn't available.
Surprised hasn't been picked, honestly. We've seen so much Nautilus that I'm kind of these teams just don't want to play it, I guess. They value some of those ranged supports a bit more here. So they're going to go with that. But yeah, would expect to see, especially into a Kai'Sa or into a Yuumi. Both those champions are not very good against it overall. Just because you hard engage on a Yuumi or a Kai'Sa, it's very hard to get away. They don't really have dashes. Well, Yuumi has the dash, but the AD carry may not. So that can be scary.
So Xayah is going to be banned out here. That was played by Legacy in the last game. Did play fairly decently, despite the fact that Recurse had such a big lead, but it wasn't because of a straight 2v2 or anything like that. Did actually play the mid and late game pretty decently. Fiora going to be banned out the other way in case that Trundle it does end up being the jungle, I guess they didn't want to deal with a potential fear or a top lane if they were flexing that. So see if that was a bit of a bait. As then we're going into the second wave of picks here. Again, they still kind of need maybe a supporter mid laner, depending again where that Zillion's going to end up going. We're going to see them grab up the Skarner, because yeah, it looks like that will be Trundle over in the top lane, and Skarner is going to go into the jungle. Wait and see what they answer here with the picks on the other side. They're currently missing potentially an AD carry if Nico is not going to go in the bot lane, potentially a mid laner, potentially a top laner, because again, flex picks make our job a little bit harder to figure out where everyone's going. But Darius, pretty sure that'll be over in the top lane. It is a solo queue nightmare, and you know, you get ahead, you can kind of really snowball over that, like the play of Darius into the Trundle.
I think it's fantastic pick into the Trundle. It really counters him hard. He wants to be up in your face doing stuff, but if you're not going to pick a tank, like, he doesn't fight as well as other bruisers do. You know, he's just going to get destroyed up there, honestly. I think the Darius can win this matchup really hard. I mean, you have to keep an eye on the jungler, see what happens there, but I really like the pick here. And Tristana with Yuumi is a great combo as well.
Yeah, exactly. Gives Tristana a little bit of that sustain there, so you're just going to have to survive through that lane phase, which well, on the other side, they're also just trying to survive through the lane phase, so it's kind of just playing into your hand there a little bit. You could become kind of a late game nightmare there when you have Tristana on your hand. And meanwhile, Kennen will be picked up. Is that going to end up kind of staying at the top lane? Is that Trundle support?
Yeah, it's going to be Trundle support and Kennen in top lane.
All right, well, I got bamboozled a little bit there. Trundle support is actually a fairly interesting place for that champion to go. I played with someone who's, I guess, a little bit of a Trundle one trick and kind of mostly played in the jungle, but would sometimes support me with it. And that pillar, when placed correctly, can be super, super annoying for the other side.
The only issue is, look who's on the other side, Tristana. I don't know if the pillar could actually do much, right? Against an Ashe, against a Kai'Sa, someone who doesn't have a dash, you look at that pillar and it's like, all right, well, if I get near a wall, I'm kind of screwed. But against Tristana, she's like, as long as she has her hop cooldown, she just hops away, and Yuumi will follow her. So I don't think the Trundle pick is going to be that effective, at least in lane. Certainly can do stuff in team fights. The pillar can be huge to stop a Darius or Sejuani engage, but I don't think it's going to be that effective in lane, to be perfectly honest here. And there's no way to hard engage, because pillar is like your only real thing that does any sort of CC.
Yeah, and the other interesting fact is that, like, right now, you don't have too much of a kind of a front line there. So right now you're putting the Trundle into the support position, which means he'll just have less gold, and so he won't be kind of like a pseudo frontlaner tanky there. So you're really relying on Skarner to pick someone up, and then you blow up that player before the rest of the team comes in for the team fight, because Sejuani coming at you, followed up with the Tristani, Nico, Yuumi damage just coming through right after that. It's potentially a scary proposition there.
Certainly. I think there's just a lot of damage. Well, actually, interesting summoner spells. No TP. I've seen a lot of TP with Tristana, or rather Yuumi and Tristana, or whatever, AD carry, but there's no TP. It's going to be all combat summoner spells this time. And getting all three of them, basically, all the big ones, the Exhaust, Ignite, and Heal. So kind of interesting they're not going for the TP here. Will mean that there's a slight TP advantage on the other side here. But yeah, kind of interesting. I suppose that they do, because of Yumi's doesn't have the raw stats, they want the advantage in summoner spells.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see that. So look at these two team clubs. I actually I felt like in game one, I felt like it was a clear advantage in the team composition for Church of Pooh. But this one, both team comps are a little bit all over the place, so I'm having trouble definitively saying one team comp's better. But what do you think?
I think, once again, the blue side is going to be the better team comp here. I don't think first pick affected it that much, but I think that this time Speakeasy is a little bit better set up. Once again, I think their team comp is more cohesive. They can team fight decently well. They have a split push option with the Darius here. There's certainly a decent amount of pick potential with Skarner and Zillion speed up. That is very scary. But QSS, I think, all you have to buy is QSS on Nico and Tristana, and you're fine, because the Yuumi will just be invulnerable anyway. So I think this is actually a very good team composition for Speakeasy. And Church of Pooh, you know, they don't really have anything that screams to me like they will win a team fight or that they'll be able to get
No.
picks easily to me, because the
Yeah,
Skarner will just get QSS'd.
Yeah, it's certainly the harder composition to kind of like pull off, because like you're gonna go for a pick, and if it doesn't work right away, you're basically just trying to disengage and see if you can kind of get out of there, because you're not gonna win an extended team fight, I wouldn't think, when you're them. So we'll see that. We'll take a quick break here as we kind of load into Summoner's Rift, and we'll be back here to watch Game 2 between Speakeasy and Church of Pooh. Again, Church of Pooh with a 1-0 advantage currently in this best of 3 series. So we'll be back in a bit. All right, welcome back, everyone, to Summer's Rift here in Sugar Free League. Church of Pooh versus Speakeasy. Speakeasy now over onto the blue side. We're seeing them going to the line of scrimmage, while on the other side, they're all chilling out in this bush over here. Church of Pooh trying to see if they can find something going on. They did this last game too, trying to see if they get stop and invade. But right now, Speakeasy just happy with kind of just chilling out.
Just want to play against that invade here from Church of Pooh and Speakeasy, fanning out to make sure they don't get invaded. Themselves here, and just going to take that Skarner Spire, it looks like, and back off.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that. They now have the gold lead. As we kind of go into here, everyone's going to move towards their lanes. They're going to start over onto the bottom side are both junglers, it looks like, so pretty standard start. And we'll get back into this game. So, Speakeasy lost game 1 here. But again, they kind of had a little bit of a pick composition, but we're trying to team fight. So now they've put together more of a team fight composition, potentially. Basically just play more like how they played in the first game, but with better champions to do that with.
I think that may be the mindset. They tried a little bit of a different look, and it just didn't really pan out for them. But now going back to a bit more standard look, and I think that if they play as they did in game 1, I think it might be a bit better for them. Because their macro was really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. They got all the dragons in the game against the Nunu, which theoretically should have a huge neutral objective advantage here. While we're watching the bot lane kind of trade a little bit of damage over there, but yeah, so they do have brains on them. They can pull it off. We're gonna see what over that. Meanwhile, Tyser is trying to play a little bit aggressive here, trying to get some damage. But Big B Wolf is right there too as well. Icy Legacy is gonna go down, and so will Kaikin, as that's a little guy with zoomies trying to get away. The flash will come through. One more auto, and will be just enough for Recurve to pick up a double kill and looking to snowball early. That one, unfortunately, not played very well by Legacy. Just did not snuff out the early gank from Big B Wolf, which they maybe should have expected after game one. Since Big B Wolf was super aggressive at the beginning of the game. Went for 2 ganks before 3 minutes last time, and this time was actually able to pull off a kill for the bot lane with it.
Unfortunately, we're slightly behind again. I don't know how. We tried syncing up earlier, and for some reason, League just does not want to let us be at the same time here. So I'm at 320 right now. 321.
Yeah.
So far. So we literally tried syncing up earlier on before we went live at like 10 seconds and played at the exact same time, and League is just being stupid. So
League is dumb, officially. It's just a Teamfight Tactics client now. So this is the side game of League of Legends they're not as good at.
Yeah, it's kind of in some, the sort of new development stages that, so it could be a little bit unstable, the build could be.
Anyway, so yeah, I'll just try to keep up to the most current time as possible and hopefully not get desynced again. Thank you, Riot. Anyway, back to this game. So yeah, 1,000 gold lead right now. 2-0 for Recurves right now. And he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, now we reached the 4-minute mark, the 2 kills, and 2 kills on the AD carry here, the Kaisa. It's pretty insane, but now we got a gank in mid lane.
Yeah, moving on to here. Solarian's going to go down low. He's going to have to use his flash to get away. Will successfully do so. That's 2 flashes down, one from the Sejuani and one from the Zillion. So we'll see if there's going to be a revisit there, because Zillion does not have any escape tools when he does not have flash.
No, a little bit of speed up, but the flash is pretty big when you're up against Nico, especially if she can get to level 6 before that flash comes back up.
See if they're doing that there right now. Legacy are now pushing up that bottom lane a little aggressively here. It's a bit scary because you don't have vision on that river. Now they finally put one down, so they're going to continue to kind of push here at least for another couple of minutes here and hope that Big B Wolf does not make another appearance. But we do know Big B likes to gank a lot and, does like Predator on a champion that probably actually uses Predator a little bit more effectively. So we'll see if he comes towards the bot lane once again.
He just likes Predator, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Predator is super fun.
It's most fun rune by far.
Yeah. Like, we saw Predator Pike over in the Rift Rivals in the jungle. Like, Predator makes a lot of jungle champions pretty fun. Solarian's going to catch Queen Spider over here trying to do the Raptors. Good use of vision there to see him when he's doing that. So it's going to be pretty annoying trying to force him off of there. Almost pick up a kill into Queen Spider. He's going to be forced to just back out now.
Yeah, it does. It's really annoying as a jungler when the mid laner invades and just hits you a couple times and screws up your clear like that.
Recurves is getting all in right now by Icy Legacy, but that turret, it's not going to be enough to slow him down. He's going to jump over onto the other side. Tyster's going to be in a little bit of trouble now. W no longer available for Legacy, but it's not going to matter too much. Zumi's going to get him out of there. So nice kill picked up there. Little 2v1, 2v2 play put together by Legacy and Kaikin.
Yeah, very nice play there. That's the power of the Yuumi Tristana bot lane. As soon as that support leaves, it's like, all right, all signs are green. We're ready to go here, and they just destroy Recurve. I mean, that was a really nice play.
Definitely nice play put together now. So they're going to continue over here. They're going to get back at that gold. It's only down by about 500 now. And it's always that thing, you give up the double kills. It almost feels like, well, this is why you don't just forfeit instantaneously, because you can make plays like that. Val for you, meanwhile, make a nice little 1v1 play onto Solarian, taking about half his health with the combo there. So still does end up being anyone's game. Pizza Chan over here did like to fight a lot when it was tank versus tank matchup, but now you got a carry on your hands. Queen Spider is right here to pick up Pooh. He's going to try to use his ultimate to keep him away. Meanwhile, Queen Spider isn't 6 yet, so it doesn't have an ultimate of himself. So that means Pooh will be able to get away from that one. And good job absorbing the pressure from the jungler.
Yeah, the level 6 was really crucial. The Kennen getting a stun on the way out.
Oh, big
Holy.
flash comes through from Pete Chan. Trying to take him down. Pooh's going to be able to get away from that stun up there. Both these members are down to under 200 health. Meanwhile, Legacy is going to jump onto recurves over into the bot lane. Zumi's going to give him a nice speed boost. Legacy's going to take him down. They've now evened up the kills over in the bot lane in this game. And a great job by Legacy to really show the power of having Kaikin in your hands.
Yeah, once again, the support leaves, and once again, the AD carry dies. I mean, like, you know, Tyser is trying to do what he normally does, but against this bot lane, you cannot leave your AD carry like that. Like, want to hop in, you get both of these players in there, the slow from both these guys, and there's just no way for Recurve to escape, even with the summoner spells. They got to be more careful leaving their AD carry alone down there.
Yeah, able to pull that one off. Meanwhile, Dragon is going to be started over here as well. So we look over the top lane, pay attention to Pooh over here, and Pete Chan trying to get a little bit of a hook onto Pooh, but we'll pretty much force him away again. That Dragon will go over here, and curiously enough, even though Dragon is usually a blue side favorite objective, he's going to be able to pick up another one there, and it looks like Speakeasy just really do have a good job at just prioritizing that as an objective.
They certainly do. Their macro has been much better this series. It's been the team fighting that has let them down. At least in game 1. Maybe this will change in game 2 because their composition is a lot different. But in game 1, their team fighting just could not match what they were actually doing on the map because they were so far ahead. If they were actually even in gold and could team fight, they would have won that game, no doubt about it. So they can keep this up.
Going for an aggressive play once again. Kaiken's going to use that ultimate, stun them up. Recurves is going to go down. That will be a traded kill as Tyser will pick up a kill into Legacy. But here we go. They're going to run around here. The cat is trying to fly away on this little book. We'll eventually get away. It will end up being a 1-for-1, but I'm loving the aggression out of this Speakeasy bot lane.
They're trying to be aggressive. That time, though, the support is there, and that time they trade 1-for-1. I mean, that's the key thing you got to look at, is that they just did not have a clear advantage in the numbers there, so they traded evenly. Like, the Yuumi Tristana bot lane wasn't broken. It was just that Tyser was leaving the AD carry alone, and Recurve has no escape, so he was just going down. That's true with any other bot lane, like a Nautilus or anything. It's just that basic mechanic of, like, it's a 2 versus 1. You're not safe.
So look at that there. Sejuani is over and towards the top lane, setting up some vision there for Pizza Chan, so Pizza Chan can continue to just push fairly safely up there. There's a TP ward behind him. We'll see if that gets utilized by anyone. Solarian's teleport is coming up. That would be an interesting play. They decide to set that one up there. Pizza Chan is being really aggressive and pushing on the Pooh. Who's going to use his ultimate over here? Force Pizza Chan to back up, get him down to half health. Queen Spider is around the lane, though. Let's see if the tower dives happen. Meanwhile, Big B Wolf is on top of Kaiken, and Kaiken has no one to currently jump to. Just going to use that ultimate and pull him away. Solarian could potentially pick up this kill. What a big play there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Pizza Chan's also going to pick up a kill there as the gank did come through as Queen Spider went over there. So, trade of kills there, but one kill does lead to doing some damage to a turret.
This will be a lot of damage, and it's 10 minutes. Plating going to give them a lot of gold here. They are down overall, but getting this Darius ahead can be huge for them. Like we talked about, they have good macro, and if they have an advantage, a clear advantage in the side lane, they can leverage that, I think, to get an even bigger one for the rest of the team and possibly just win the game off the back of it.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, with Big B Wolf over in the bot lane trying to push that bottom turret, they know they can keep pushing this top turret, and they currently have a tempo advantage on doing it. So they're just going to keep pushing it down and potentially get all the plates from it. They do get all the plates from it, and looking like they're going to get the tower while the other team couldn't because the Legacy and Kaiken have made their way back to the lane.
They won't quite get it. They need another wave there. Unfortunately, that other one got expired because, you know, it's so much harder to take a turret now with all the plating. The amount of, you know, health and resistance it has is crazy.
Well, yeah, they don't get the turret, but again, they get all those plates. Meanwhile, Big B Wolf hits over into the bot lane, trying to get on top of Legacy. The ultimate's going to root them all up. They're trying to run away now. Kaisa is going to jump in with that big ultimate, and the flashy play is put together by Recurves. He's going to be able to pick up that kill. They're now looking at Kaiken now, who has no one to jump to. Another double kill comes through for Recurves and goes, this is a beautiful AD carry matchup.
Indeed it is here. Recurves, though, back in the game. That's big, right? He's got the mana immune getting the 4th kill now. He's ahead in CS somehow. Like, this is actually really big that Recurves is back in this one. And we might just have a game where Pizza Chan takes it over in the side lane, but the team fight is dominated by the other team.
Here we go. Queen Spider's made the top lane. Does have the ultimate this time, but does miss it. Pooh is able to avoid that currently. Gonna try to flash and get under the tower to do that, but Queen Spider will tank up a couple of hits here. Will it be enough? No! Pooh with the 1v2 outplay survives, but no, he doesn't survive. Just bleeds away. Still able to pick up a kill in that situation is not bad, but he will lose the tower too for a while for his efforts, but well enough played by Pooh.
I mean, that was really well played, but unfortunately not quite good enough. He doesn't have the Gunblade. If he did, he would have probably survived that with the healing off of it.
Not quite able to get away from there. Pizza Chan now trying to run away with Solarian. Will flash at him. Pizza Chan will use his own flash to try to continue to get away as he continues the chase over there. Meanwhile, we do see in the mid lane over here Valfreyu fighting with Big B Wolf. Valfreyu's going to use that ultimate and the Ignite to try to take him down, but he's going to pull him under tower, so they're at least going to trade the kill and give an assist over to his friend there. So it's the kills are 8 for 6. The goal is only slightly in favor right now for the Church of Pooh, but this bot lane is being pushed in by Legacy while he's got no friend with him. The Recurve Bow is by himself.
Under the turret, he's fine. They can't dive him. You just got to be careful walking too far forward. Like that.
Oh, Legacy jumping in, using that W to go forward. Always goes forward. But Tyser and Pooh are finally here to answer. W is reset, so he's going to try to use that to jump away again. See if he will use a pillar. Not going to be close enough to use another pillar to get him out of there. So nice little escape by Legacy as Queen Spider is over here to answer if there was any sort of re-engage. And now they're looking towards this dragon. It's going to be their 7th dragon in a row? 6th dragon in a row? Something like that.
Seventh dragon if they get it, yeah.
Yeah. But they're actually here to contest it this time. Big B Wolf is right here to potentially go for the steal. It is pretty hard to do that, though, as Pizza Chan has made his way down here, and he's strong. So, yeah, that will be their 7th dragon in a row. They're using that. And this time, though, they got all these dragons, and they're not far behind. In fact, the gold is basically even. Right now, Speakeasy are fighting in this game. But here comes the rest of the Church of Pooh as they continue with that. No more turret plates are available. See if the fight breaks loose, but looks like the teams are going to be content to be able to back away from each other right now. Valfreyu trying to find a pick over here. That wall, that turret pillar is going to be used there to make it difficult for Valfreyu to get away. He's going to eventually use his flash to be able to do so. So yeah, they get the flash out of Valfreyu, and that will be a significant summoner spell down.
Pretty significant, yeah. Flash always is here, but Tristana Yumi, I mean, they're making it look good. Legacy and Kaiken have really shown us how this combo works and how good it can be. They have to follow this up, though, with some good team fights. But they're going to lose the Rift Herald as they all have to go back to base after that last play.
And here we go. They're going to pick up this Rift Herald now.
It honestly seems like the only time an objective will be taken by Church of Pooh is when the other team just like basically hands it to them. Like they never initiate onto an objective. They're never proactive about it really. It feels like, except for that last Baron. But when they just didn't take an objective besides that Baron last game. In this game, it was like, all right, everyone's in base. What do we do? It's like take Rift Herald. There's nothing else to do on the map right now, and we're all out here. So they finally had to take an objective.
All right, let's get that as we're 15 minutes in this game. Oh, here comes Queen Spider and Valfreyu over into this jungle over here. Right now, Big B Wolf, though, is going to pull out that Sejuani. You're tanky, but not when you're by yourself. Legacy is going to jump in with Kaiken, though. Going to get that onto Solarian. The ultimate there. He does ult himself, so he'll survive one more auto attack. No! He actually times it perfectly to take him out right after his ultimate expired. What a beautiful timing by Legacy to pull that one off. Incredible awareness there by Legacy to wait exactly for when the ultimate would be done.
It was great communication too, because the rest of the team didn't DPS him when he was walking away underneath the ultimate. That's perfectly playing around the Zillion ulti.
That is actually incredibly impressive to me that they pulled that one off, and they will get 2 towers out of it for their efforts on that one. Ooh, I like this version of Legacy that is super, super ham. And it's awesome to watch. Last time playing Xayah, playing fairly safe throughout most of the game. This game trying to go hard into the paint and get some plays.
That is definitely a better, more entertaining legacy to watch. But he's enabled because of Kaiken. He's positioning well on the Yumi. You know, he presses W on his AD carry. So I mean, that's good to me. And and he, you know, that honestly, the duo allows you to do crazy stuff like that. Tristan and Yumi work really well together. In all seriousness, though, Yumi actually needs to know who to be on throughout the team fight. So it actually will be interesting to see where Kaiken is, because if he can get onto Darius, you know, when the Darius Taz stacks up of the passive, then you can do some crazy damage with the ultimate. Like sometimes literally one-shotting people because of the way it stacks. So he needs, the Yumi can actually, the positioning is actually like, I know it's like stupid to say, but Yumi positioning is actually kind of key, depending on who you're on.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the time, you kind of just put yourself onto that carry. But yeah, like imagine being a Darius who could now fight a bunch of targets who got rooted up. Like it's just a dream come true.
Exactly.
It makes you an incredible champion. Meanwhile, there are 4 people over onto this top lane. Gonna look at top on Legacy and Kaiken. He tries to jump in and make an aggressive play, but there's this whole team there to answer him. A big mistake put there too. Gotta use an ultimate, so they're not even gonna be able to trade a kill there. Kaiken's gonna go down. And Go makes the aggressive play, but makes it without vision of everyone else on the enemy team.
And they're getting the rift out off the back of this. So this is a huge swing on the map for them right now.
I liked aggressive plays, so maybe I baited him. Maybe he's listening to this cast while playing, because he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting Jotty excited. Let's keep doing it." But
well, they thought they had vision control of the river, and they only had vision control of the one brush. So they didn't actually see the rest of the team coming, so they thought, oh, one person will jump on him, but they didn't realize the whole team was there to back up, and now they're losing a ton on the top side.
Exactly, that Rift Herald's going to push a turret, going to get at least a bunch of damage onto the tier 2 top lane turret, so that's going to be a nice play there. Put this gold back to even once again as this game is back and forth. I'm going to be very interested in looking at the gold chart after this game and see how many gold lead changes are going to end up happening. Because we're at even now after that play. Legacy is like, he's coin flipping right now. Like 4-4 is the exact record for a coin flip. He's either making a big play or getting blown out right now. So it's extremely, we could almost lock the camera on Legacy just to see how the rest of this game goes, and it would be exciting.
Yeah, and the enemy carry is 4-4-1 as well. So they have identical scores right now. The game is so even.
Yeah. That being said, Recurve doesn't have that CS advantage, but here we go. A fight for the Dragon's going to break out loose. Recurve's going to pick up a kill after Big B Wolf does use his ultimate to pull him in. A Val for you is going to be the next target. He's going to go down fairly easy. Tyser picks up another one. They're still working on this Dragon. They're trying to get that. Legacy's going to jump away, but Recurve is trying to jump right after him. Pizza Chan is there to save his AD carry, and big hit on there. Oh, and look at all that healing. Legacy was fine. Not even close. He will get away from that, but it does end up being a 2-for-1, and the Dragon in favor for Church of Pooh, and they pick up their first dragon in this series, and Ocean Drake will be nice for them.
Now a fight in the mid lane as well.
Oh, another big fight picking up. Pooh is going to jump on top of them. Pizza Chan is going to be pretty low here. Yumi is going to try to save him. All that healing, is it enough? It is not, as Zillion's going to pick up that kill and get a nice shutdown over there, as Darius did have those 3 kills. So now they're pushing onto this turret. Pooh's going to continue to fight over there. Oh, all that damage was put down onto Legacy, but he'll eventually get away there. So, whew, tons of action does lead to a 1.5k gold lead now for the Church of Pooh.
It's a slight lead, though. This is certainly by no means an overwhelming gold lead. The game is still very much up in the air. Now with a Baron available and no other objectives, there's going to be a lot of contention over that. Vision control is going to be huge once again, and right now it belongs to the red team.
Thinking of that, Val for you is going to do some damage there. Over into the jungle. Yeah, there's that. Baron now up as we pass the 20-minute mark. We'll see how that changes everyone's priorities over here. Right now, vision advantage is certainly in favor of the Church of Pooh right now over here on the red side as they continue to kind of set that up over there. But we're going to see now Speak Easy trying to establish their own vision over here. Kaisa, get a hit on Kaiken, won't jump after that. That would be quite the mistake. But here comes the rest of the team now. They're going to look to fight over for this Baron, at least for the vision of it. All members of both teams are committed over here as they continue on this Baron dance. Gotta get that slow onto Solarian, trying to follow it up, but that pillar and stun will force Queen Spider